Stars aligning in your favor, what's the vibe? Pisces with a Taurus, loves a wild ride. Neptune's dreamy, Venus caught you. Earth and water mix, they say it's true. Late night calls when the moon is bright. Love language flow like a hip-hop delight. Gemini check, keep it fresh on the track. But your Aries moves got me never looking back.
Celestial vibes in the spotlight. Looking at your chart, it's a cosmic invite. Celebrity couples living for the thrill like Jay and Bay. Got that powerful will. Astrology talks, every sign got a role. In this hip-hop love, we're chasing that goal.
And we are back, guys, with Tyrese Gibson and Zelie Timothy. Shout out to my subscriber, Shalom 388. They asked a great question. Will they work out? We're going to get to that in a moment. Let's go through their charts, though, guys. Okay. First, we see Tyrese as a Capricorn. We do see that, guys, right? We see that right now. You know, we've done this chart in the past, but we're still going to go through it, okay? So we see he's a Capricorn. He has a sun at 8 degrees of Capricorn, guys. His ascendant is at 8 degrees of Scorpio. So we see that, right? So a Capricorn flavor with Scorpio personality, guys. That's kind of what he got. Yes, he does get kind of emotional. We've seen in the past where he got emotional and stuff like that, guys. So it is what it is with that. We know he's emotional. He loves relationships. You know, being the sun, trine in his 7th house cuss like this. So that's a given. You know, you guys see that? That's a nice trine, right? So yeah, he loves being in relationships. I mean, it keeps him grounded, you know what I'm saying? With all that earth. So that's a nice trine. It's absolute. So that's good. That's why he likes marriage and all that good stuff. So he loves all that. That's a good thing. That's a good thing, guys. So that's not a bad thing for a man to have that because he values marriage. So that's good. Also longevity in it. Look at that grand trine that he got with Saturn. That's good. That sun, his Saturn, and his 7th house cuss. I mean, that's a damn good thing. I mean, he can really stay in a marriage for a long period of time. The problem is, you guys know what the problem is, right? He's just going through a cycle that's not very fruitful for marriage right now. So that's all, transit-wise. That's the only thing that's going on with him right now. And he keeps linking up with the wrong type of lady. So, but also to boot, he doesn't have a lot of luck finding the right girl because the square his 7th house cuss has with Jupiter. All right. And Jupiter is retrograde. So you guys see that? So he doesn't have luck finding, you know, the right woman to be loyal to him in that particular way. So that's, you know, that's where that comes in. Also, like I said, maintaining them. All right. Maintaining them. Also, don't forget the square that he has with Juno and Venus, guys. All right. So that's another thing, right? So, you know, although he loves being in relationships like that, don't forget he does have some debilitated planetary alignments. All right. So just keep that in mind. This is his natal chart. This is good. We get to see his natal chart from an astrological perspective in real time too, guys. So that's why I like going through their natal charts first. Okay, now let's take a look at Zelie Timothy. Hopefully I'm saying her name right. All right, we know she's a Leo. Got a Leo right here. It's her sun is at 6 degrees of Leo. Now, right by our sun is her Mercury. Her Mercury is at 7 degrees of Leo. Now, Mercury is in its fall in Leo. See that, guys? So it's not a good spot. Plus, it's combust. So we know that her Mercury is debilitated twice. Sometimes her thinking is not it's not operating at a full capacity, guys. However, I will say this, she does have luck with this. Okay. Her Jupiter saves her. Look at that. Look at her Jupiter. Her Jupiter is at 5 degrees of Sag. Okay. And look at the trine that she has with Mercury. That's nice, right? So that's the reason that makes up for it. Okay. So anytime you got a debilitated planet and you got a trine to it, it kind of makes up to it, especially a Jupiter type trine, because Jupiter rules luck. It does rule expansion, so it's able to expand in a good way. Now, although it's retrograde, that don't matter. That trine does matter. It does outweigh that debilitation. So if it's such a word, right? So although Jupiter is retrograde, it shields her from bad luck pertaining to how she thinks and reasons in life. So just keep that in mind. Now, let's take a look at her Venus. Her Venus is at 29 degrees of Cancer, guys. So Venus is it's at a critical degree. So the event or subject matter will happen late, meaning later in life. In her case, love, right? See that? So when you have something like that, planet in your chart at 29 degrees, it's a later degree. So normally the events or whatever that subject matter pertains to is going to happen later on in that person's life. So just a tidbit to keep that in mind. Now, how do they connect? That's what I wanted to know, right? How do they connect? What I'll do, I'll tell you what I like though. I like the Pluto and Venus conjunction that they have. Okay. Now, Tyrese's chart is on the inside wheel, and Zelie's chart is on the outside wheel. Okay. So I do like how her Pluto in Scorpio right here, it's at 27 degrees of Scorpio. It's retrograde and it's going back, but it's going back upon to his natal Venus. I like that. Okay, so that's a good thing. I like that. I like that conjunction. That's a nice conjunction. Okay, nice conjunction. Good sexual chemistry. That's really good in a relationship, right? You got to have that good sexual chemistry, and that's what they have. So Tyrese and Zelie, they got nice, really good sexual chemistry. Spontaneous too. Look at that. Got a part of fortune right here sitting on top of his Uranus. That's spontaneous sex. That's really good. That's really good to have in a relationship, guys. So just keep that in mind. When you got spontaneous attraction, spontaneous affection, that's really good. That's really good. I like that. So that's a beautiful thing. That's a beautiful thing. So I do like that. I do like that they have that. Okay. Now, check out the out of sign conjunction he has with her Venus as well. Okay, so check this out. So if you're looking right here, look at that. That's a nice out of sign conjunction right there. Her Venus sitting on top of his Jupiter like that. That's an out of sign conjunction. That's an out of sign conjunction, guys. So that's a good thing. And I can tell you why. She feels lucky to have him, and he feels lucky to have her. So that's a good thing. I like that. That's a nice out of sign conjunction. Now, her Sun and Mercury is making a conjunction to his Jupiter right here. So that's a nice blending of energy as well. Although the Sun does combust his Jupiter like this, I mean, it still gives that feeling of like, wow, man, I'm lucky to have this woman like this. She's nice, you know. So it does give that projection of that. Now, Jupiter is a huge planet, guys. So it takes a while for the sun to burn it out. I will say that, but it does burn it out nonetheless. It does combust it nonetheless. Now, they got good communication with her Mercury sitting on top of his Jupiter like that. And it's making a conjunction to his Lilith right here. So they got the ability to create really good communication. All right. So that's good. That's good. That's good because sometimes it'll help them get over the hump. So they've been together for quite some time now. In my opinion, I don't think their relationship has been pressure tested to a point to where this communication falls through. Okay. So this is a good thing, though. Communication is very important in relationships, guys. So now, with all this good stuff that they got, with all this good stuff that I just pointed out, right? What's the issue? The issue is her Mars right here at 4 degrees of Libra squaring his natal sun at 8 degrees, guys, of Capricorn. That's the problem. That's the issue here. As well as her sun and her Mercury squaring his 7th house cusp. So that's the issue right here. So if you look at that, guys, and you see that, that's just like if you get somebody's two people's chart and you see that, that's a huge issue, guys. That's what the issue is. So although they got all that good stuff, they got these two big main issues plaguing their relationship. Just right off the bat, guys. Okay? So when you have in these types of planetary alignments between two individuals, they're not going to make it, guys. They're not going to make it. When you have one person's Mars, okay, squaring the other person's sun like that, you see that? They lack conflict resolution. When two people as a couple, when they lack conflict resolution skills, the ability to resolve a disagreement becomes extremely hard or difficult, guys. So when it does, it's going to lead to the next square that we see between them. Between what? Her sun, her Mercury, and his 7th house cusp. And don't forget, this is a T-square, guys. This is a T-square right here, guys. His ascendant. So you see that? So that's gonna make her uncomfortable, guys. I mean, his personality irritates her. It's gonna irritate her. So being in a marriage, hence the square between her sun and Mercury and his 7th house cusp, will be uncomfortable. It's gonna be uncomfortable, guys. To boot, let me show you guys this. Let me show you guys this. Look at this. This is back to Tyrese's chart. On top of all this, let's take a look at the next solar eclipse. That's what we're looking at right now. So the next solar eclipse occurs August 12, 2026, guys, at around 2:07 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. So if you look at this eclipse, it's going to occur in his 10th house at 20 degrees of Leo. You see that? Now, keep in mind, look at this. This is a South Node eclipse. And what did I say about South Node eclipses, guys? If you're new to the channel, South Node eclipses, they're very bad. They're very detrimental. Why? Because the bottom falls out. See that? So, instead of it being a North Node eclipse where, it's going into the future and, you got positive aspects and positive energy, you got this South Node eclipse. And on top of that, it's at 29 degrees, which is a critical degree. That's another thing. So you see that? So that in itself is going to decimate the relationship. And I'll tell you why. All right. I mean, now don't get me wrong. This eclipse right here is good for his career, but it's bad for love. So it's kind of twofold with him. Now, this eclipse, it's in opposition of his natal Juno. You see that, guys? So that's why that right there, that's it right there. It's in opposition of his natal Juno. And on top of that, it's squaring his natal Venus. So there's no way this relationship is going to make it after this, guys. If it does, I'll be surprised. I will be. I'll be surprised. It's a South Node eclipse, so the bottom is going to fall out of this relationship, guys. So, but yeah, man. I mean, it's unfortunately, unfortunately, that I see this coming, and you guys see it coming after going through their charts like this. But they do have some good stuff, and my suggestion to them is to enjoy every moment of their relationship while they can. All relationships have an expiration date, and this does have an expiration date. So I don't think even if he watches this video, I don't think the blow will be as bad if he watches this video, because he know that it's gonna end after a certain point. Okay. Now I'm not gonna give you guys the complete date and time, although I could. But yeah, unfortunately, they're not gonna make it, guys. This is a ticking time bomb, and you guys can just sit back and enjoy the show. Just sit back and watch this and see how it go. All right. I mean, just look at it, guys. And on top of that, just a little bit extra to let you guys know that, they're not going to make it. Just look at Jupiter, right? Jupiter separates you, okay? Because it expands, right? So it's very expansive. So basically what it does, this is creating a square to his 7th house cusp. So whatever he's attached to is going to be detached. So, Jupiter frees you up. That's what I'm trying to explain to you guys. Jupiter frees you up from things. So that's why Jupiter is a double-edged sword sometimes. Although it's lucky, it also can free you up from things. It can separate you from things. So in this case, he's going to be separated, all right, just spiritually too, because it's in his 9th house. Mentally and spiritually, he's going to be disconnected from his relationship. You see that? And on top of that, it's squaring his ascendant. So, yeah, man, it's after this eclipse in August of this year, I mean, man, here we go with another heartbreak, for him. But it is what it is. And the reason is because, guys, let me just show you guys this. The reason I said that he's going through a cycle where relationships are not very fruitful for him is because of this transit Uranus right here in the 7th house. Anytime you see this, it's Uranus rules infidelity. So, and also it rules boredom. I mean, it rules spontaneous activity. So the person that you're with in a relationship can get bored of you. You can get bored of them. So also infidelity can happen. He could be cheating on her, or she could be cheating on him. I mean, it's just not a good planet to be in the 7th house like that, okay? So, but after this, after Uranus goes into his 8th house and he doesn't have anything in there like that, he's gonna be good to go. He's gonna look at, you know what, and to be honest with you guys, after this relationships, he's gonna view relationships in a totally different light. He's gonna look at relationships differently and move differently in his next relationships. All right, so just keep that in mind. But you know, Tyrese, he's gonna be just fine. You know, he's more of a lover, not a fighter, guys. So yeah, he gets his heart broken, he picks himself back up, picks up the pieces, glues himself back together, and he keeps it moving. So, but yeah, guys, that's the deal with Tyrese Gibson and Zelie Timothy. Another shout out to Shalom 388. Definitely a loyal subscriber. I really appreciate you guys, you know, bringing that up. And because I didn't even know he was in another relationship like that. And I said, you know what? Let me take a look at this for real. So, but yeah, guys, this is the deal with them. And don't forget to like and subscribe. Also, guys, log on to astrologicalcoffee.com. They do have some really good coffee. It's pertaining to astrology. Just find your sun sign. Pick the coffee that you want. It's some nice flavors up there. They all taste good, guys. So whatever zodiac sign you are, whatever sun sign you have, your rising sign, your moon sign, buy coffee pertaining to that particular sign, whether you're a Taurus, Aries, it don't matter. We're actually running a special on the Taurus coffee. It's the Honduras by Taurus. Really good coffee. It's 10% off, guys. You just got to put the code in Taurus and you will get it for 10% off. But yeah, guys, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.